you start out with these simple cards and like, they're like, I don't know, about 20 cents or so each. And, it's like a 20-cent lead, I guess. And then it turns into hundreds of dollars in recurring revenue or thousands of dollars.
People are wanting this. So how can we take this to next level, make it even better?
The first time you tap it, it goes to our registration page and you can look up your business, type in the business name, it pulls up all the information. And then when they click, that's my business, it basically populates all this information with all their reviews and their ratings and everything else.
Yo, it's Frankie Finn. Beach mode engaged. Looms loaded, AI's humming. Let's go!
Welcome back, all my crazy, talented, good-looking agency motherfuckers. I am excited to show you guys something cool today. We have really what I think is just an intelligent money-making system that is super valuable for end clients, but also super leveraged for you guys, the agency owner, because I know a lot of you guys tell me, hey, when I pick up clients and stuff, I'm burnt out, I'm chasing shit down, I'm getting a million meeting requests, and what we're going to show you guys today does not have any of that. We've got a couple of people with us. We've got Pat, we've got Alec, and we've got Kevin. I'm going to start with you, Kevin, because you are in my wonderful fast starters world and you are kicking ass. And I would love to hear a little bit about, let's talk about what you're doing with the system. It's what's working for you, my man.
Sure. So what I've basically been able to do is leverage the Google review cards and Google review plates that the Review Genius system introduced me to. And I just think it's the easiest, simplest way for myself to start a conversation with a business owner at any given moment, whether I'm literally riding a bike in my neighborhood and I see a landscaper, or I'm walking into a restaurant, or I'm at a networking event. So I literally, will walk around with my these Google review cards here. I'm not sure if you can see them,
Yeah.
but they basically have a QR code on the back and they have NFC card on the front. And in about 60 seconds, I can link it to the business owner's Google business profile and then literally show them it and say, like, hey, man, like, I made this for you. Do you want this? And they're incredibly intrigued by it because no one usually walks up with a, Google review card for them. And they want to ask more questions about it. And then it obviously leads to, hey, like, let's just talk about your business profile on Google sometime and let's see if we can rack up a couple hundred reviews, because I know their phone's going to ring more if we make that happen for you. And yeah, it's the easiest way for me to get these conversations started. And yeah, it just
Yeah.
steamrolled after that. So
Yeah, there's a couple genius things that we're going to get into in there. The first thing I kind of want to mention on that is we are in a trust recession. Like if there's one end of the spectrum called you're full of shit, I don't believe you, and then the other spectrum is everything you say is you're the expert, you know best. We as marketers are way the fuck over here, by the way. Like, and so what most people are doing, hey, let's jump on a call, like, is really not as sexy and appealing as most people think. And what you're really doing, I would call a dramatic demonstration. It's kind of like Costco when they want to sell you a bunch of pizza. Costco doesn't say, "Hey, trust us. We got 27 boxes of pizza here. They're amazing." They just go, "Hey, would you like to try a little free sample?" And when you try a little free sample, you're like, "Actually, that's not too bad." You know what? Well, just out of curiosity, what would it cost me to get 27 boxes? And to me, that's your little Costco free sample. And it's such an easy way to get your foot in the door instead of going, jump on a call, let me convince you. We're the latest, greatest, amazing thing. It's just like, hey, I made you a little slice of pizza. You want to try it? So I want to just hear a little bit more about your story, Kevin, because you have not started with this system for super long. Like, what's it been, like a year for you or something like that? Maybe a little longer. And like, how many people have you got on this system since you started not too long ago?
yeah, it
And we'll
hasn't
just ballpark it.
yeah, it hasn't been too long. I would say maybe about a year, I guess. I always had thought that Google reviews were something that, like, as a family, like, we will look at, like, restaurants that have good reviews, or kids indoor playground, like, does it have good reviews? So, like, to me it makes sense, like, why wouldn't a business want more reviews? And so it felt comfortable for me when I was introduced to the idea of, like, hey, like, rack up reviews for a business. And then I just didn't know how to approach it. So the cards make it super easy because it's a physical thing, and most of us don't have a physical, tangible thing to give to business owners. And yeah, so like I do this part time. I work full time at a high school still, so it's like an easy thing I can do when I'm out and about in the neighborhood, in the town that I live, and just networking events. So that's kind of how I got it started. And I get random people. I give some of these cards out to other business owners and as a gift. And I say, like, listen, give a few away to some of your other friends that are electricians, plumbers, and so on. And I will get notified at random times, like Joe Smith activated a card, and I get notified of that. And then I can obviously call the guy and say, how'd you get that Google review card? And I had a guy in Alaska actually somehow get his hands on a card, and I'm in New Jersey, which was crazy. And he ended up buying like $200 worth of cards himself. And that led to another referral to another garage door installer who's in Kansas City, all from the
Hey,
cards.
hey, that's my
I know.
yard.
Right. I know. Yeah. And so like you start out with these simple cards and like, they're like, I don't know, about 20 cents or so each. And, it's like a 20-cent lead, I guess. And then it turns into hundreds of dollars in recurring revenue or thousands of dollars, like it's happened multiple times just from these little cards.
Yeah. I like that actually that you said in there that you're selling something that you kind of feel congruent with. I feel like this is an underrated thing in our space is that like, what can I do to make money is usually everybody's first question instead of, like, how do I actually buy it and selling something that when you actually sell to a business, you feel good. And also you mentioned like, which I think is straight up fucking gangster, excuse my language here, but that you're doing this while working full time at a high school. I think it speaks to the fulfillment side of things is how actually easy it is for you to manage after you get the clients in place. Because, I mentioned this before, but with a lot of services, like when I used to sell SEO, they can't, especially in the beginning stages, they can't see it, taste it, touch it, know it's working. And so it requires a lot of check-ins, as where in your case, they're getting the email notifications. Doug Williams just left you a review. Joe Blow just left you a review. Susie left you a review. And so there's kind of like proof of concept right away that they can see it working. And then, they're getting phone calls from people going, hey, we're calling you because I read your Google reviews and they were outstanding. And as a result, you don't have to have as many meetings and touch points or convince them they're working because they see third-party evidence. I wonder if we could switch gears here. I want to talk to you, Alec and Pat, a little bit about, tell me a little bit about like kind of, for those who are not familiar, what you guys have actually built, how it helps agencies. And for those who don't know, like this is a swipeable, buyable system where you guys can run the same thing for your clients. But I'd love for you guys to tell me just a little bit more about it and how it works and all that kind of good stuff. As you can see, he's rocking the high level hat, so clearly it's on GHL.
Yeah.
It is GHL. So I'll get started with this. I'll give you a context of what it is, and Pat can talk details. He's the techie guy who's built the system. So the reason we built the system is just because we wanted a system for ourselves. We have an agency. We wanted to get clients, and just like Kevin mentioned, like we want an easy way to talk to them. We want an easy way to win them as a client, right? So we've tried anything and everything out there, like any lead magnets. Like there are so many different things people have recommended. Hey, let's do a free database reactivation to show you value. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like let me give you a free ebook or free checklist. At the end, yeah, you may generate a lead, but the point is, if all those things which you give for free, what's the value to the client? Like, do they have time to go through that ebook which you've shared with them? Do you really think they're going to read that ebook? Do you really think when you give them a checklist, they're going to do that homework? Who likes homework here? No one. So the point was to come up with a system or come up with an offer, in fact, which is a no-brainer for them to see the results. They don't have to do anything other than what they do every single day. There's nothing they have to do extra, right? So we kept on looking, tried so many things, but at the end, again, like Kevin showed off the cards, like we came up with this. Like we used NFC cards back in 2017, 18 when ManyChat was a thing. So you way long here, Frankie, in the industry. So you know what ManyChat boom was, or when the messenger bots picked up and all that stuff. So we built an NFC card related system back in 2017, 18 for restaurants doing same reviews and loyalty programs and all that, which would trigger a ManyChat bot. The problem was the timing was not right. back in 2017-18, the phones were not that smart. They had smartphones, but they were not smart to read like the cameras were not ready for QR codes. The NFC phones were not ready for NFCs and all that stuff. So this idea flopped. We picked it up last year, I think 1.5 or 2 years max, I would say.
Mhm.
We picked it up, and again, this again came to my mind. Someone recommended, hey, have you seen this ad? It was again just a third party. There are hundreds of companies who are selling just this cards, okay? Cards by itself. It's an e-commerce company who just sell cards for $27 to $50 a pop. This card costs us 20 cents. They are selling it for $27 to $50. There are hundreds of companies which you are going to compete with. The point is, I saw that ad, and just Frankie, I'm sure you would agree with this. If you see crazy engagement on the ad saying, I want this, that is a proven concept that, hey, you need to figure out what the heck is happening here, right? I saw that ad of the card where they're just demoing, hey, here's how to collect Google reviews. There were 1,200 comments on it, and majority of them were saying, I want this.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, there's something here. We need to explore this. So that's how we entered this. But again, I'm wearing a high level hat, but we are deep into high levels world. We build systems and processes. We've done so many things in high level, using it for the last 6 years now, since it was a baby, I would say. So I'm like, well, let's build a system around these cards because there's surely requirement, like people are wanting this. So how can we take this to next level, make it even better? That's the review system. So I'll get Pat to speak on what the system
Yeah.
is. But
Before we
this
switch
was
over
the
to Pat, I just wanted to kind of add Dan Kennedy has a name for these kind of things. He calls them referral devices. And we assume that a plumber, a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever would know how to ask for Google reviews because it's really simple. It's like, hey, do you want to leave me a Google review? And I promise you, you guys are wrong. They have no idea what the fuck do I say?
yeah.
What's the link again? How do I find, especially like the work with my hands type? Like you mentioned a restaurant, they may know how to cook a steak, but like, I don't know, just like look up our name and then their name's wrong on Google, or, there's another restaurant across town that's got a really similar name. And this just makes it really easy for them to have that conversation, right? It's a really simple tool. And kind of like I mentioned with the Costco free sample is there's a name for this. We call them dramatic demonstrations, but rather than trying to convince people, I know how to generate a review. The fact that you've made it super easy makes them not have to like work so hard to believe you. They just go try it. And then automatically when they have one little bite of pizza, they go, hey, out of curiosity, what would it cost me to get 27 boxes? Anyways, setting you up, Pat. Let's do
So
some of the tech deep dive.
I just want to add one more thing before Pat speaks. So again, there would be people who would say, oh, this is nothing new. I mean, there are hundreds of companies, like I said, who have cards. Anyone can order these cards, right? What makes this system so special? Well, the difference is we are not selling like I mean, we have the system to offer if anyone's interested. Kevin is one of them who is using it and crushing it with this, obviously. But the difference is this makes it easy to sell reviews or reputation management as a service. That is the system we're talking about. We're not talking about system how to get your clients reviews. I mean, high level can do that in build, right? We can just plug in NFC card and you can give it to your clients and they can generate reviews. The challenge is how are you going to sell to those clients? What are you going to do, right? So you need a sales system for this thing. That is what we built. So, and again, when we say we built is it's a whole thing, a whole business in a box to sell reviews as a service, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's so much more to this. We can talk for hours, but yeah, I'll give it to Pat.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what do I cover?
What
You've
this the
kind of covered
system
all of
is.
it. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
what's the system
basically,
then?
yeah, when we built it, a lot brought me the ideas like what can how can we make this work in high level? So we kind of dug through the API docs and all the features, and we actually had to email Sean Clark and Varun, some of the specs. I'm like, this is kind of what we want to do with this, and can you make this happen in the API? And
Yeah.
we cut a loom for them and like showed them like, hey, this is what we want, and they did it. They opened it up and like put a dev on it and got it done for us. So apparently they thought it was a good idea too. But so basically what the system is like with these cards, we've built it so that um and what's hard to see is like the cards have like they come with little codes on them, and this thing comes with like 15 different Canva templates. Kevin's got a black one, I've got my own design, but they have a little code on them, and then they've got the QR code, and the NFC is a unique for every single card. And so we get these in bulk from the vendor and they print them like that, they encode them. So that way, what I can do is like when I'm at networking or meet somebody or somebody wants, somebody orders a card, I can ship it to them. But like what Kevin does, like he'll go up to somebody and go, look, I can, boom, he can tap it on the phone, register it. So what it does is it will go to the first time you tap it, it goes to our registration page and you can look up your business, type in the business name, it pulls up all the information. And then when they click, that's my business, it basically populates all this information with all their reviews and their ratings and everything else. And then when they put in their information and the card ID, when they submit it, it actually activates the card. So the second time they tap it or scan it, it goes right to their Google profile. So it's really cool when you're at networking or you're in person and you go, hey man, here you go. And they go, and I when people ask for my business card, I give them one of these instead of a normal business card. So they activate it and you're on your phone and you're watching it activate and it goes ding and a little check mark shows up and that it's activated and go, here you go, tap it. And it blows their mind. So, and they're like, well, what do I do? Do I give this to my customers? Like, no, 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 you just keep this. And every time you do your job, you ask them to tap and scan, and you will get a 5-star review every single time. And so after that, like, you know, I see them later on at different events or run across them, or they'll call me and go, hey, I got a guy that saw these and he wants some too. Can you bring some more cards at the next meeting? And so, I mean, I give these things out like all week long, just like Kevin does. I give them out. I gave a card to a lady that does photo click booths at Speed Networking one event. And she messaged me and said, hey, I need more cards because she does a lot of stuff with like Hispanic women in business or something like that, some other networking. And she's like, they all saw these cards, they all want cards. So
Yeah.
those are all clients. So I showed up today at the meeting, invited her to the networking meeting, gave her a stack of 20 and like, here you go, get rid of them. So, your customers become your advocates too. So like
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like viral marketing. So that what happens once they activate it is they go into our system and they get like long-term nurture and then they get a weekly Google business profile report. So it'll pull up every week on Sunday morning. After the week is done, it will pull up how many reviews they got, did their rating go up or down, and all that. And it sends them a nice little formatted email with statistics. So you have permanent nurture saying, hey, Frankie, you got 5 reviews this week and your rating went up from 4.7 to 4.8. Congrats. Or you didn't get any reviews. Let's have a chat about how we can get you more leads, that kind of thing. So it's literally 100%, you know, permanent
It's a
nurture. And yeah,
plug and play
plug and
system where
play. We have demos. We got a funnel that'll actually do demos where they can type in their business and it'll pull up their reviews and respond to the reviews with AI in real time so they can see how it works. We've got review calculators. It shows them how many 5-star reviews they need to get to a 5-star. I mean, tons and
I mean,
tons of
so
stuff that we
in a
built into
way,
the thing.
so there's all the lead gen systems inbuilt in the system. So again, how would you get the client? One is just literally going to networking and giving these cards away, hand it over. That
Yep.
this would be the cheapest hot lead you would ever generate. Like it cost us 20 cents, right? This card. I don't know any other method which gives us a hot lead who has your product in their hand for 20 cents. Like there's no way you can generate a lead so hot. So the thing which is good is we've got all the funnels and landing pages and everything built up. So you can just, if someone has a question, I'm not sure how many reviews I need. Well, let's just open a review calculator and we plug in their details and it shows up, hey, you only need 347 more reviews to hit 5 stars, whereas they only have 12 reviews. Now, there's obviously something they need help with, right? They only have 12 reviews. They need 347 reviews to hit that number to outrank their competition. Surely they need help, right? So it's a psychological trigger where, hey, it looks like I'm screwed up here. I need help. So that we built all those tools which are needed, and we keep on adding. To be honest, I mean, the
Mhm.
system is not finished yet. I mean, we keep on adding because we need those tools. This system is built for us, which we are sharing. So there's everything. The constant nurture which goes out every week, that's a game changer because if they are not actively getting reviews, they get an email next Sunday saying, hey, you did not generate reviews, or you got one star review that dropped your rating to 3.8 from 4. That hurts, right? So they need to up their game next time. So it's a constant nurture which is happening, and that means we can give these cards for free, you can sell it if you want, but even if you give it for free, the numbers are in our favor because this costs us 20 cents. Okay, so you give away 500 of these cards, it's going to cost you, I don't know, 100, 150 something dollars. Let's just round it off to $200. You're going to spend $200 to give away 500 cards. You have 500 hot leads. You're surely going to close some of them,
Oh, sure,
right?
yeah.
So the numbers are so much in our favor with this system.
Yeah. And besides the numbers, I'll tell you there's the psychological part of it, which is I get messages, hundreds of them every fucking week that say, hey, I'm essentially harassing strangers and trying to convince them to jump on calls with me. And you're fighting an uphill battle to even get their attention in the first place. And then they're like, who are you? What is this about? And half the time they don't know what you are or who you are. And those are difficult conversations. I'm not saying you guys can't close those. You can, but like you got to be pretty skilled. You like honestly, it took me 10 years to be able to figure out how to like message a stranger, get them on a call, and actually close them. And I know it's sold in our industry as this easy thing, just message people, it'll be done in 5 minutes. But the reality is, it ain't that fucking easy. And this is really like to me the ultimate form of marketing, which is it's kind of like a giving funnel. You just give it out, and like the leads,
Yeah.
you don't have to convince anybody if you give it out. And so like the question I have for you guys is like listening to this, do you want to run around trying to harass people to jump on calls with you that, you know, aren't that interested in the first place, that are at best going to be like 3 out of 10? Or do you just want to go, hey, I made something for you, and if you want some more help, I got this other thing over here? And it sounds like you guys are putting it in where automation is happening automatically. And then the other thing, the testament to me, is Kevin over there, who started in high school. And by the way, I don't know if this is too much information, but Kevin and I are having the discussion now of like, okay, I'm doing well enough that I'm starting to eye that I probably need to leave my full-time job. The fact that the fulfillment side of things can be managed with a 9 to 5 still in place is to me actually the most amazing part of this, because it's high level, it's automation that's doing all the heavy lifting, not manual SEO and client meetings and things like that. It's like your promise is I'll get you reviews, and there's a lot of benefits to having those, and those are sort of happening automatically. I just think that's pretty incredible that you can have something that's such leveraged fulfillment. Like that to me is actually even more exciting than the, hey, we just have to give away cards to generate business, is the fact that like once you get them, it doesn't fucking ruin your entire life, which can happen, by the way, as a guy who's built two really big agencies, that like getting a bunch of clients can make you have nothing else to do other than client calls and meetings and stuff like that. Just because we're coming up on time here, my wife just let me know some urgent stuff is going on. That's why she popped in. But I wonder if we could talk really quickly. Just we got a special link for you guys. I'll make sure to put in some bonuses because I always like to hook you guys up. I don't know what those bonuses are yet, but we can put those on the page after. But I would love to hear just a little bit about what it looks like if they want to get this system out, try it out. Like, can you guys tell me just a little bit about that?
Sure.
Yeah. So once they get the system, obviously there'll be a link there, special for Frankie and his group. So we'll throw in some bonuses along with Frankie as well. So yeah, you'll get some special stuff from us. But the once they get the system, they get invited to a membership area where there's all the calls recorded, like a step-by-step process. So all the assets, all the snapshot. Prerequisite to this, I mean, they need to have high-level account. If not, this whole system is built on high level. If not, then you can use Frankie's
and also,
link or
by the
our
way,
link.
this just throwing it out there, I got some cool bonuses if you guys don't already have high level.
Yeah, exactly. You can use Frankie's link to sign up for high level and then install this system into your accounts. But you need to have high level.
I
So
think this should even work. I mean, initially this could even work with the $97 level.
yeah, it does work with
If you're really,
$97 plan
if
as
you're
well.
really strapped, I mean, you can literally get in on the $97 high level
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
start with that. So
Get started with that and then slowly and gradually upgrade. But so what you get invited to a membership area where you get all the snapshots to be loaded into your account, step-by-step instructions, videos. That we've done a lot of Q&A calls, so all the recordings are in there as well. You get invited to a group, a private high-level community as well. So if you have any questions, you can post your questions there. So yeah, we're gonna take care of you in possibly all the ways. If for whatever reason you get stuck, send us a message. We can hop on a Zoom call, troubleshoot the issue and all that stuff. The The thing which takes time for the system to launch is ordering your cards. So we give you all the details to the vendor. We've vetted and ordered more than 100, 200,000 cards altogether. We have 150 something agencies using this currently. So it's not just us or Kevin. There's 150 of us who have proven this is a proven model now. So we give you all the details which you need to get started with the system, and it's everything in the membership area. Again, we are very open to hop on a call, so send us a DM if needed.
That's the killer phrase around my world, but I appreciate you guys doing that. Anyways, cool. I'm gonna hit end recording here, but I just want to let you guys know this is really fire, like for real. Like there's this is the closest thing I've seen to an agency business in a box where they have solved, to me, what are the two biggest challenges? Well, three really. One is that they made it very easy to get clients. Just give out some fucking cards. They've made it very easy to fulfill. It's high-level automations that you will import into your account. And they've made it very easy to scale because it's a software, not a true service. And because of that, you don't have to build teams. You don't have to worry about SOPs. You don't have to build fucking EOS teams and rocks and all the shit I talk about with some of our higher-level members. You just give away some fucking cards, sign some people up, automations take care of it, rinse, lather, repeat, keep doing it. And people stick around for this kind of thing too, because they keep seeing new Google reviews coming in, and it's just the longer and better they do it, the more it works for them. So we'll put some awesome links for you guys. We appreciate you guys coming on here and doing this. And thanks again.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Buy my book, or I will replace your entire Spotify playlist with Nickelback covers. Yes, I would.